up to, boy?
Red, y'all please break it up. Please break it up.
Is Red going to hit him?
I don't have to do.
Y'all are like rats, weasels.
Charles Red Phillips is a former Grantville public official and former restaurant owner. I never met Mr. Red in person until this day when he stood up in front of the great GT camera. And things just started to fall apart from there.
Business do you even have in Grantville?
Does it matter?
It does matter. It's good I asked you.
Fucking idiot.
You understand that what you're doing is you're violating the rights to our happiness. She's a resident here and belongs at this time.
Oh, okay.
You don't. Like you sit in your mama's basement and grabbing noodles on.
Maybe I do.
Fucking idiot.
He's not have a cartoon to go watch.
Maybe I do.
Why would you even want to be here doing this right now?
Because I can. It's free. I'm a free person to do that.
And you realize that you're harassing him.
Fucking idiot.
Because y'all are like rats, weasels.
Fucking idiot.
Ain't no sun.
Yeah, it is.
No.
It is.
You see this right here?
I don't care.
24 years, pal.
I don't
What the fuck
care.
have you done?
I don't fucking care.
What have you done?
What are you bowing up to?
Craig.
What are you bowing up to?
Okay, do me a favor, sir.
What are you bowing up to, boy? You!
Red, y'all please break it up. Please break it up.
Is Red going to hit
I
him?
don't have to do anything.
Why is your husband going to hit people?
Do you see who's shaking?
And he just called me violent. Thank you for your
Gentlemen,
service.
I'm just telling you right now, I do not want my face or my voice in your videos. I expect you to
We expect the same
disengage it.
thing, no faces.
Yeah, no face, no nothing.
Fucking idiot.
Oh, we're like
If I
live
find out
right
otherwise,
now.
you'll hear from my
You can be
attorney.
live, but we'll be
It was
getting an
live?
attorney
Okay, well
together.
then
Okay.
you'll need to take it down immediately.
Who's the attorney?
So my attorney
worry
is Mark Tippins, Auburn, Alabama, Blackstone Law.
You ever heard of Scott Cummins out of Noonan? Oh boy.
Yeah,
Oh boy.
yeah.
All right. I'll be expecting a lawsuit then.
All right, Steve, it's about the least of your worries.
What is that supposed to mean?
That's it.
You threatening me or something?
I don't threaten people, buddy.
Like,
I don't threaten people.
I don't understand.
Take it back to LaGrange.
I don't understand.
Take it back to LaGrange.
Take what back to LaGrange?
Fucking idiot.
You can take it back to LaGrange, buddy.
You approached me.
With all due respect, man, let's try not to hurt my wife.
He's talking to Miss dberry, a council lady.
What are you talking about?
You're a pedophile.
I'm a pedophile?
Fucking idiot.
Wow, what's your basis on that?
Stop talking to him.
What?
Talking to him.
Well, you stop talking to her.
No.
I'm a pedophile. Didn't you beat Red up twice?
Bruh, shut the fuck up!
I've got documents on that.
You can figure it out.
I'm not come over and put my fucking hands on him.
Sir, you're not going to hit me.
My wife, one more time.
Sir, you're not going to hit me.
Misdemeanor fucking bond is what I'm gonna
Sir, you're not going to hit me.
Misdemeanor fucking bond.
You
If
fucking
don't
will, 'cause I'm nobody.
Speak to my wife like
Tell the
that one more
fucking
time.
camera.
I'm gonna take
You
that
can still
goddamn
get your
beard off
fucking
your
ass
motherfucking
beat.
face.
Okay, do me a
Back
favor.
the fuck up, you fat scared
Disrespect
little
my
bitch.
wife one more fucking time,
Y'all just
Russell.
do me a favor, okay? Man, I appreciate it.
Chief Whitlock, how many times you gonna let him run up on somebody without arresting him?
Fucking idiot.
All right, we ready to go on Pickron versus Phillips?
All right, Your Honor. I think Mr. Phillips is still out. Sorry.
You face every single one of them witnesses and every single bit of what you've caused
Okay.
as far as retaliation to my business,
Okay.
to my family, and to my friends. You can either dismiss this case and save everybody the trouble, or I'm gonna follow through with civil suit against you in Georgia transparency. Because
Okay.
I have what I have is every bit of evidence that it would take to prove such, Russell. I've also got videos from City Hall.
Can I see everything that you're going to present?
Yeah.
Okay.
So everything from City Hall, Russell, to where after the meeting you were walking out. Now, based on your videos and the clown footage, and you don't have my permission to video me right now, no.
Okay.
All the clown circus music that you put behind it. When you're walking behind us towards that front door, and you're, congratulations, Mr. Phillips, for your appointment. Oh yeah, and congratulations, Mr. Taylor, for your appointment. You really think that sounds like you mean those things? Do you think you're
We can mean what we want. I mean, we're here for the warrant application, not for anything civil.
You can mean what you want, but I'm gonna work you a deal here.
Oh no,
Because I know this is gonna get dismissed anyway.
Okay, then if it gets dismissed, it gets dismissed.
Do you understand that when you play videos, I know you made this video, so you know.
Let me see. Is it? Yes.
Okay,
Yeah.
so when you go to circus music and you're parading that kind of stuff, does it look like you're in fear of any kind of danger? No. Russell, when you take these, I'm gonna play several of these videos, okay?
Which one though?
I'm gonna play this one.
Which
There's
one,
that
that one?
segment right there where you're making fun of everybody with circus music.
Okay.
We're gonna also take a look at, I'm gonna have to wait till I can bring it up. You're gonna also
That's
take
fine.
a look at where you've targeted. We also have a video on here of City Hall.
Are you gonna play that one?
Provoking, man. We're gonna play that one.
Can I see that one? Oops, sorry. I just want to make sure I can see, because if I don't see it, I would definitely object to it.
Well, you can object to it, but I can still show you while we're in there also.
Okay, so that video there, no battery fade pointed to the okay, that one. So what does that have to do with what we're here today for, though?
It's showing your provoking nature, Russell.
Provoking nigger for releasing public records?
Not releasing public records, it's called targeting. You never had anything to do with me whatsoever, except asking for public records releases until I stood in front of your camera that day.
Oh.
And I provoked you.
Oh, you stood in front of my camera and provoked me?
Yeah.
Okay.
So what it is you took that as a provoking nature because you don't like it when a citizen does these kind of things.
Okay. Yeah, no, you're free to
You like to sue government officials.
Who have I sued, though?
Oh, you're trying to. You're looking for it. You call yourself an auditor. We call them frauditors.
All right. What date was that video on? I'm just curious.
Same day.
Was it the day? Was it? Oh, this was a City Hall day.
You're going to walk out the hall and
okay.
congratulate both of us in a humorous way. You know, not as congratulating whatsoever. Okay. Now, I've also got the outdoor footage of outside. I don't have to show you the whole video.
No, just show what you're going to present. Yeah, that's fine.
Presented with that also.
Okay.
All right? And by no means whatsoever was I the lone aggressor in that.
Okay.
I was walking towards my vehicle.
Okay.
Now,
Can I show you what I got, or show you my my stuff, or?
I have every single bit of this, Russell.
Okay.
So I stood in front of your camera one day, right? And after that, it was meet red local business owner. Do you know what that's done? You know how many police reports I've had to file for threatening nature because of these kind of things? We the people, so you target our government that way, don't you?
But we're allowed to criticize our government?
Meet Red, local business owner in Grantville. What's that for?
What's what for?
Is that journalism, wasn't it?
I know, but we're here for like this warrant thing. We're not here for that.
No, yeah, we are here for this because it's called a bread trail. We're going to be presenting you with definitions of terms so that you clearly understand them the way that you intend for other people to understand your rights. Every single one of these terms have clear definitions to them to provoke and intimidate.
Oh, okay.
I said you don't have permission to record, man.
Oh no, we're out here, but
No.
So
Fucking idiots.
So tell me what actually happened that you're here before the court to present.
I do a lot of reporting on government all throughout the state, Florida, Alabama, and I've been doing a lot of reporting recently on Grantville that has to do with stuff that's going on in Grantville. Mr. Phillips presented himself at the council meeting before this and started blocking my camera and started just doing different tactics to get me to leave Grantville. And his wife, Mrs. Phillips, recently became a appointed committee board public official at that point. And then I'd ask a question outside after the 25th council meeting about recent criminal history, given the fact that she's serving on a committee board that will work around children. And then once that was said, I was threatened by Mr. Phillips coming across the yard, approaching me, and then the chief of police, Whitlock, had to get him and I believe it's Mr. Russell Knight, to separate and go away, which I was there reporting on government. I had a friend of mine that was there with me as well, that was reporting as well. And that's what happened. I was threatened with bodily harm.
So let me be sure I understand. At a previous meeting, you said he was blocking your camera.
Yes, right.
Okay. But at the day in question, you brought up about someone's criminal history and he basically threatened you.
Yes, Your Honor. I come across the grass from the sidewalk, and I have it all in the video that I showed him out there. Come across the sidewalk that he'll rip my effing beard off my face. I'm about to come put my hands on you, that sort of thing. And then his other person that was there with him too, I believe it's Mr. Russell Knight, him as well. And then the police chief, Mr. Whitlock, got in between us, and then the other gentleman, Mr. Knight, actually put his hands on the police chief to shove him away.
Okay. All right. Are you wanting to show me this video at this time?
I can show the video, yes, Your Honor.
Do you have any objections to the video?
No, Your Honor.
All right.
Do you notice in your video which direction we were walking? We started speaking to my wife.
I guess the way I'm looking at it, to the right,
We're walking towards our vehicles, correct?
I guess if that's the way if you're looking, the way the camera was facing you, the way I was.
Well, I saw that for myself.
Yeah.
Now, do you not believe that was a provoking nature that you had based on something that was said that you didn't like? And was it necessary?
Was it necessary for Mrs. Phillips to call me
That's
back?
not what I asked you.
Oh. Okay. He's going to ask a question. You answer a question. You don't get to ask a question back. Okay. So ask your question again. Answer it to the best of your ability. While he's speaking, don't say anything. While he's speaking, don't say anything. Just answer the question, please.
If we were walking our vehicles, was that necessary? You speaking to my wife that way?
That could be a level of perception.
Your perception was it was
Journalists always ask officials and people while they're walking, and most definitely.
And you believe the nature in which you were asking her that question was something that was journal related?
Well, I'm sorry.
Did you say?
Wait. Please. Don't wait till he has clearly stopped speaking, okay? Because the bleed over confuses me. Plus, my hearing doesn't separate it very well. Please ask a simple question and stop talking.
Yes, sir.
And don't say another word while he's talking, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Under your perception, do you think that was necessary?
Yes, most definitely.
How come you didn't ask in a professional way about the actual charges that she had? Why did you use terminology like that you beat Red up twice?
Because that's how I asked the question.
You don't see that as a provoking nature?
Not at all.
They are wrong.
Okay, you have anything else? Please come forward and state your name.
Russell Knight, but that'll work also.
All right. Oh, I was fixing to say, thought you said a time yet, but,
That's not quite a time.
you know, I thought maybe it was just a family name, you know. Russell Knight? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you promise and affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay, go ahead, sir.
Mr. Knight, why were you at the city council meeting March 25th this year?
I don't know the date. I was there for, I am a citizen, I'm a business owner. Friends with a lot of people up there. I came to support two that were getting appointed to different boards.
Which two were appointed to different boards that evening you were there to support?
You yourself and your wife, David. Which boards, I'm not clear on.
Was there any altercations during that meeting?
Dear,
Not
not that I'm aware of.
After the meeting, before we got to walk into our vehicles, was there any altercations at that moment?
Verbal. From my point, it was basically dismissed and walked away from by yourself. Antagonized by another.
Did you feel antagonized at that moment yourself also?
At the moment, personally, me, no. Honestly, I didn't really have no issues until a man just walked away from you and dismissed whatever it is that you're doing. And then you take it upon yourself to come at whatever female it is in any type of weird, sideways way. Wrong or not, if I am, I will stand with it. But that is why I was upset, and that's why I did what I did.
Do you believe anything would have went that way that evening if not being provoked by Mr. Pickering?
No, not at all.
Our council meetings that do not involve Mr. Pickering, are they typically peaceful meetings?
Yeah, they are. I've even, before you, I've even seen him there, and it was fine. But, you know.
So you didn't start acting in the manner that you did until a female was approached in a disrespectful way, is what you're trying to say, right?
Basically, yeah, that's why I have an issue.
Okay. Would you have acted in that manner if it stayed between the two parties that it was originally between?
No.
Was it heated before it went to that manner?
I mean, some people looking could honestly say maybe, but was anybody here, I would say, mad or out of the way? No.
That'll be all right.
Okay. Mr. Pickering, do you want to ask the witness any questions?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Knight, were you at you said you were at the council meeting. Did you witness Mr. Charles Phillips, make any statements to offer me bodily danger or bodily harm?
Yes, I did myself.
Okay, can you recall what Mr. Phillips said, if you remember?
Key points was ain't nothing but a misdemeanor bond. I told you should have your ass whooped.
I'm not a virgin. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, so, I mean, you know. I don't remember exactly. No, you had me talking about it until I realized I need to go.
Okay. All right, so you did hear Mr. Phillips make the threatening statements.
Yeah, everybody watched the video.
Okay. No further questions, Your Honor.
Any follow-up, sir? Come on forward, ma'am. Are you comfortable standing?
Yes.
And will you tell us your name?
Tony Cook.
Excuse me?
Tony Cook.
Hook? H-O-O-K?
C-O-O-K.
Oh, Cook, I'm sorry. C-O-O-K. All right. Do you promise and affirm to tell the truth?
Yes, sir.
All right, go ahead. Ask her any questions, Mr. Phillips.
Why were you at the council meeting on the, I believe we date on 25th is what we're going to say.
Well,
We had an altercation.
I don't know, I wasn't there, and
I'm looking at the dates on the folder here.
I generally don't, as I tell people, I'm a turtle with a short neck
It
these
was actually
days.
March 11th. Your Honor,
Okay.
if I'm mistaken.
So I don't keep up with what's in the paper or whatever, so this is kind of all new to me, so.
Even in question that we all know we're speaking of, what was your purpose of being at the council meeting tonight?
To support my friends and community.
What were you there to support your friends for?
Parks and Rec. Taylor was trying to volunteer to do the Parks and Recs, I don't know what you call it,
An appointed committee member?
yes.
Was there any other reason for us being in that light other than influence?
Absolutely not.
After the meeting adjourned, what took place from there?
We were all trying to leave. We were trying to say our goodbyes and go our separate ways.
Do you believe that Mr. Pickering that evening started being provoking and inciting certain behavior out of us?
He was doing it the whole time.
How did it start while still in the city hall before we went outside?
He was videoing and making little snarls at everyone.
Did he provokingly congratulate me and Taylor before
Yes.
walking out the front door?
Being very petty, yes.
Did that continue once we made it outside?
It got worse outside, yes.
What followed from the moment we walked outside the city hall?
I don't know, like we were trying to walk away and he would continuously make smart comments and like we would literally go into our vehicles and he would constantly just keep on and on and on and on and on.
Once we were walking to our vehicles, what was he targeting at that point?
He would holler stuff at Taylor. He would start making comments towards Taylor, like we were literally walking away and he would comment to Taylor about her past or it would be relevant.
The questions that he was asking about her past, was he seeming professional about it in any kind of
Absolutely
way?
not. He was literally trying to embarrass her.
In your own terms, why did both I and Russell act the way we did? Russell Mike.
Because we were trying to leave and he kept taunting Taylor, like he was trying to, I don't know the word, he just wouldn't let, he would not leave her alone. Like,
Would you call it terroristic?
taunting, terroristic, yes.
All right. A few definitions on paper right here. Can I present them?
What? You have what?
They're definitions of terms.
Well, I don't think we need to get into all of that.
Okay.
We can all read Webster's dictionary. We all have a common
My goal
layperson
was
understanding.
to have her read the definition term and confirm if she did or did not feel that nature was sending back there.
Well, the law in Georgia is not how you feel or she feels, it's what a reasonable person would feel in a similar circumstance. Okay? A reasonable person, standard.
Not sure if I understand what that means.
Well, what a reasonable person operating under reasonable faculties in a reasonable situation would reasonably feel. Like, for me to say, gosh, it must be 200 degrees in here. No reasonable person would feel that way. I might feel that way, but it's not 200 degrees in here, okay? A reasonable person would say, it's not 200 degrees.
That's kind of my goal here, Your Honor, in this portion we're in right now.
Well, look,
Under a reasonable doubt.
I'm going to determine such things. Been around a while.
I respect that.
Either one of you have any questions?
I do, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Mrs. Cook, did at any point I try to physically prevent you from going to your vehicle? In any of the route that y'all were in?
No.
I'm sorry?
No.
No. Did you hear Mr. Phillips make any threatening statements towards me?
After we were all at our car and you kept on and kept on and kept on, and you were targeted and Taylor, yes, sir, I did.
How many times did I ask Taylor that question?
More than once.
Can you recount the more than one time that's on the video?
No. I haven't really even watched the video, so I don't know.
So was it inside?
No.
Was it outside?
Yes.
How many times outside?
More than once.
More than once I asked her that question?
Yes.
Okay, are you meaning the one time on the video? So can you tell me the other time that I asked her that question?
We were standing in the crowd right there talking to the lady and gentleman, and we were going to the car and you yelled it again at me. You just kept on.
You believe or you know?
I believe.
You believe? Okay, so you're not sure if I said it more than once? No.
I know that you just kept taunting her, and that's what made me upset. Like,
Well, what was the taunt?
we were literally walking away, and you had something else smart to say just to get us to turn back around.
What else smart I said?
I mean, I don't remember everything that you said. I'm just saying that
Well, were you saying that I continued to taunt and target, but now you're saying it was multiple times, but now we're going back to where it could have been once, or you believe it was more than once?
No, it was more than once that you said something and taunted, making us want to come back. Like, if you would have just not said anything to us and let us keep walking instead of kept on and kept on and kept on, we would have been gone and nothing would have been said or done.
Are you, do you have a special clause that Mrs. Cook, that nobody can ask you questions in public?
No.
And do you remember what is he your husband, boyfriend, Mr. Knight? Mr. Knight, husband? Okay, do you remember your husband or Mr. Phillips making any threats towards me?
Yes.
Do you know what they said?
I don't know exactly what they said, but it was to the point of you should have your... Yeah.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Mr. Phillips, any questions?
When we were still in the group before walking to our vehicles, and he was first questioning Taylor about her past, was he or was he not using legal terms at that point in time, like cruelty to children?
Yes.
When we went to walk into our vehicles, was he still using those legal terms?
Yes. To a certain extent. Then he got just like we did. Like he was getting mouthy too. Like he wasn't the professional that he was trying to be up at the beginning.
Shorter on those questions.
Yeah. Please come forward.
Yeah.
Just stand right here. You okay standing?
Yes, I'm good.
Okay, state your name.
Taylor Phillips.
And do you promise and affirm to tell the truth?
I do.
Okay? All right.
All right. After the city hall meeting on the
Can we clarify what day it was? Because
the 25th, Your Honor.
25th,
The 25th.
that was a Monday.
Yes, Your Honor. It was March 25th.
March 25th.
March 25th, 2024.
Yeah, that's what I'm... Okay.
On March 25th, after we left City Hall meeting and exited outside and started discussing things as a group with other people, what started happening with Mr. Pickering and his language towards you?
As we were discussing with dberry, I mean, he was just stating that he agrees that he thinks that there should be background checks done. I mean, he was just in the conversation that we were having with him. He was standing back towards the side recording. Like, we weren't even speaking with Mr. Pickers, we were speaking with a councilwoman. And he was just standing back to the side. I think that's very good. She does need to be background checked. Yes, that's very good.
Did he seem to be professional about it?
For a moment in time, he was using the correct terminology of the charges that I was charged with. For a moment, he was.
You called him a pedophile, correct?
Correct.
At that moment in time, were you under the assumption that that was a correct charge you'd been charged with before?
I was.
Have you been corrected on that since?
I haven't.
But the charge he was arrested for, probably not convicted for, was a sexual misconduct, correct?
Correct.
Did we try to ignore Mr. Pickering while talking as a group?
We did.
When you did address him with that terminology that you used, did I not immediately ask you not to speak to him anymore?
You did, and I turned around and walked away.
Not too long later, we all walked away, correct?
Yes.
At that point in time, what happened?
Mr. Pickerson started stating that when you beat Brett up twice, he just kept on bringing up things that were unnecessary.
Was he laughing and picking while he did it?
He was. It was just a taunting situation to taunt me to say something else to him.
After this video was posted on YouTube and his web pages, what's been going on since then? I'm going to rephrase your have we gotten any kind of threatening or malice contact and communication from other parties since then?
Multiple occasions throughout the day, several times a day.
Did it start before or after Mr. Pickering posted videos singling us out?
It started afterwards.
What kind of, have we been getting threatened telephone calls?
We have.
Those telephone calls, are they in reference to Mr. Pickering's postings?
They are.
What would those telephone calls consist of, as far as what's being said?
Okay, excuse my language. I'm just going to...
Well, we're getting beyond the scope of the hearing.
Okay, well, I felt threatened because I get phone calls.
Have you reported that to the police?
I mean, I have,
Okay.
but it wasn't a report they were investigating. Because
Well, then we're going to listen. I'm concentrating on March 25th.
I understand.
Okay, what happened after that is not a part of this hearing and may be part of an ongoing police investigation, and I don't want to get in the way of an ongoing police investigation.
It actually started before this because of the video he brought up where I was walking in front of his camera. That's where he started talking.
Well,
The targeting with me came afterwards. Before we were receiving threats that I'm going to be raped.
well, look, I'm going to let you, that needs to be investigated. And the people who made any such threats need to be addressed accordingly. But what we are here about today
I understand.
is whether or not terroristic threats or some other crime occurred, on March 25th after the council meeting. And that's what I want to stick to, okay?
Do you feel threatened before this council meeting by Mr. Pickering?
I did. By Georgia transparency, let me rephrase.
Do you know that Mr. Pickering's behind Transparency?
I do.
Is there anyone else behind Transparency, to your knowledge?
Not to my knowledge.
That'd be all, Your Honor.
Any question, Mr. Pickering?
Yes, Your Honor. Mrs. Phillips, when you were walking to your vehicle at the city council meeting, did I try to physically stop or not allow you freedom of movement to your vehicle?
No, you were verbally taunting me, sir.
Did you listen? Did you hear anything that Mr. Phillips or Mr. Knight stated to me when they were coming across the grass as far as making any threats of violence towards me?
I heard him state if you kept targeting me, then there would be an act of violence, but not that he would. And I'm referring to Charles Phillips.
You just heard him. You didn't hear the other one. You didn't hear both of them. You just heard Mr. Phillips.
For your video, yes. Russell Knight told you that he would knock your beard off, I believe.
I think that was Mr. Phillips that said that. But okay, all right. Okay. So how many times did I ask you that day question in 25th? How many times did I ask you, didn't you beat Red up twice? How many times did I ask you that question?
I believe it was once or twice.
You believe it was once, or you know it was once? You're like, when was it one or two?
Whoa. We're not going to talk over each other. I'm going to listen to one person at a time. So while he's asking a question, don't you say a word. While she's answering your question, don't you say a word. Okay? And y'all don't debate with each other. You know. What color is the wall? You can tell me what color you think it is. Doesn't mean you're right, doesn't mean you're wrong, but just tell me what you believe the color of the wall is. Don't need an elaboration on it, okay? Go ahead, ask her a question, stop, let her answer, then you can ask another question. No debating. Go ahead, Mr. Pickering.
Now, how many times did I make that statement to you about, didn't you beat Red up twice?
I believe once or twice.
And can you recall that once or twice time I did make those statements?
As we were walking away to the vehicle.
And when was the other time I made the statement?
About me beating Red up?
Yes, ma'am.
I was walked away from you, so I just know that you were saying other things. That's when Tanya stepped in and said, bruh, shut the F up, and things like that. So I didn't actually hear what you were saying. You can tell that you're still standing there taunting and just talking as I'm walking away.
So would you agree that I only said it one time then because you just said the other time you're not sure if I said it or not because you didn't?
Yes, I agree that I believe I only heard you say one time that didn't I get arrested for beating Red up twice. But prior to me, you saying that, you were bringing up the fact that I was arrested for child cruelty charges. So that was the second time. That was the first time, and then the second time was when you said that didn't you get arrested for beating Red up twice.
And when did I ask you a question about the child cruelty charges?
As we were speaking to Dee, you were saying that I was arrested for child cruelty, that you do agree that it would be a good thing to do background checks.
And I believe you are aware that everything in here is recorded, correct?
Yes.
You are? Okay. And that's nothing further, Your Honor.
We don't need to hear it at all. If you'll stand right here, you comfortable standing?
Yeah, that's fine.
State your name, please.
David Clark.
You promise and affirm to tell the truth.
Yes, I do.
Okay?
Mr. Clark, I believe we've continuously gone over tonight in question. Do you believe I would have spoken to Mr. Pickering?
I've listened to that question about 3 times. His belief is irrelevant. It's speculative at best. So ask him a question that elicits a fact, not an opinion or a belief.
Has Mr. Pickering been guilty of the same harassing nature in Grantville before that date?
Yes, he has harassed people in Grantville before.
How does he typically speak to people in Grantville in this harassing region?
I'm interested in March 25th, 2024. Not interested before or after. We've wandered enough, Mr. Phillips.
got a big old case here built on all of it leading up to this.
Well, you can ask him questions about facts that point to the incident in question. What you're really trying to do, and I'm just going to be honest with you, you're trying to make him, a character problem for the, and I'm not interested in his character. I'm not interested in your character. I don't care how many times you might have been arrested in the past. I don't care how many times he might have been arrested in the past. Probable cause committing a crime, and I'm going to tell you what I tell police officers all the time. It's a slice in time. How bad a person they were some other time, if it's not during that slice in time, does not matter to establish whether a person committed a crime or not. Okay? So, we're going to talk about the slice in time, dealing with the immediacy of that council meeting and afterwards when y'all walked outside on March 25th, and that's what I want to hear about. If he's a butthole from way back some other time, I'm not interested. If you're a butthole from way back some other time, not interested. In fact, I'm not interested in whether either one of you are a butthole. I'm interested in what happened in that slice of time, okay?
I understand that, Your Honor. The only thing I'm trying to point out at this point in time to you is that there is a trail of him targeting my family, my business, and everything that I care about for a period of time leading up to that date, which shows...
Well, you're generally trying to talk about how he talks to other people. If you want to bring out something specific that this witness can say that he came to your, office on such and such a date and tried to start a fight with you, that might or might not be relative to the slice in time we're talking about. Okay? It might not. But you're generally wandering and trying to demean his reputation, and I'm not interested in that. I don't care how bad a person he is. I don't care how bad a person you are. I just care what happened in that slice of time here today. Okay? I'm looking at one picture in time, so to speak. I'm not looking at the whole movie reel of life.
The only thing I can ask Mr. Clark about right now is the same thing as showing me you've already heard of that.
Well, I've heard that story 3 times already, so I think I got it. No matter how many times no matter how many people say the same story, does not make it less true or more true. Okay? We've got many instances throughout the history of mankind where thousands upon thousands of people repeated a story. And
I'll call Steve Whitlock, cooperates police reports.
What police reports? The only police report I'm going to look at this moment in time, unless you give me a reason to look at something else, is the one dealing with this incident on March 25th, 2024.
Your Honor, I don't think I can call anything else. It's not going to upset you, so I'm just doing my best here.
I'm not upset. I'm just not going to keep listening to your wandering around.
I don't want to upset you.
You'd have to do a lot better job than what you think you've done. Okay?
I'm just respectfully, Your Honor, I'm trying to...
Well, I don't think you've been listening to me. When I ratchet up, it's because people aren't listening to me. Okay? I may talk like a hick, but I do, have the ability to communicate on some levels.
Yes, sir.
And again, I'm going to say it, a slice in time. Tell me about the slice in time. What's your defenses to that slice in time? What do you want to show me? Okay, you keep wanting to show me, he's here and there and people don't like him being there and they don't like what he say and he's, this and that and your wife called him a pedophile. What's that got to do with March 25th at that council meeting and immediately after?
All right, so I've only got a few questions for Mr. Whitlock then.
Come on up, Chief.
Exactly what you said.
Or if you want to stand right here, please.
Does the same apply to if I call Mr. Pickering as a witness to stand?
Well, he's already testified and I gave you a chance to question him.
I thought I would get the opportunity for that. My fault.
Well, he's already under oath. If you, I'm not going to say you can't question him, but state your name, please.
Steve Whitlock.
You promise and firm to tell the truth.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Phillips, let's stay on track here. I got to get to a bunch of other hearings, okay?
Ms. Whitlock, at the moment of the altercation in question, did you feel like there was...
Not interested in his feelings. He may be sensitive, and we're not interested in...
Was there immediate harm done by any party?
Not because I stepped in.
What was your reason for stepping in?
To bring up your disagreement.
Do you believe that...
I saw the video, Mr. Phillips. God, okay.
How come you didn't arrest anybody that day?
It doesn't matter. That's his. Listen, as a judge, I don't tell police officers when, where, or how to arrest other than if they ask me for a warrant. I can tell them whether they get one or not. They don't tell me when, where, or how to find people who should be arrested on my warrant, okay?
I accept that.
Okay, police officers have discretion. Judges have discretion. Prosecutors have discretions. Juries have discretion, okay? If he chose not to arrest someone that day, that's irrelevant to my decision making. That's irrelevant to the prosecutor's decision.
I'm sure.
Let's get back to that slice in time and what's relevant.
I believe I'm just going to arrest you, Your Honor.
Okay. Do you want to... Thank you, Chief. Oh.
Sorry, I have a couple.
Go ahead.
Mr. Whitlock, did you hear me on that day? Did you hear me make any threats of violence or any threats of nature towards Mr. Phillips?
No, sir.
Did you witness or hear Mr. Phillips as well as Mr. Knight make threats to offer violence towards me?
To be truthfully, I really don't want to say it because I was just trying to separate y'all. That's the whole thing. I was trying to separate y'all. Most of you were sitting there arguing, and you don't need to be arguing. You just need to separate it. That's the decision I made, was a separation.
Did you hear Mr. Phillips or Mr. Knight make any threats?
I heard the videotape. I think the best witness is the audio and videotape. So he might have heard, he might not have. You know, people hear different things at the scene. And you chose to let your feelings get out of check that day, and you charged him with the intent to hurt him. And you threatened him. And you created a disorderly situation on public grounds, no less. And, had you stood off at the street and yelled at him and dog cussed him, that wouldn't be acceptable either, but it's probably okay. Yeah, time. But you charged him with the intent, I believe, to do violence to him. Now, you may not like Mr. Pickron's style, okay? But you don't get to dictate his style. If I walk out into that area up there, he can videotape me all day long and he can ask me questions and I can choose to answer them. I can choose to walk away. Or I can choose just to stand there and, look at his camera. But I don't have a right to threaten harm to him because I don't like his style or I don't like his questions. Now, if he uses certain words toward me that would incite a reasonable person to want to fight, and simply asking me, did I beat Red up twice, is not such a thing. The fact that he asked me a question that I don't want to talk about or answer is not inciting a person, to want to fight. Those are not fighting words. You all could have just as easily gone on and got in your cars and drove away and left him standing there, with no response. Even if it wounds your feelings, you don't have a right to charge across a public yard and want to attack someone. I'm going to find that you committed disorderly conduct, and I'm going to issue a warrant for that. I'm going to set an on-recognizance bond of $500. You can turn yourself into the jail this weekend. You'd have no contact with Mr. Pickron. If he asks you a question as a journalist or whatever, you can respond to it if you choose. You don't have to. Otherwise, you'd have no contact with him. As far as these other matters y'all brought up, I would suggest you get with the appropriate police authorities and that you ask for them to investigate it, and that the persons who are making these threats or harassing communications be brought before the appropriate court and dealt with appropriately. Okay?
The only cognizance on your honor, that the bond was on cognizance.
Well, you'll sign your own bond. You'll need $20 to pay the sheriff to bond out of jail.
But not 500.
No, you'll be signing a pledge of $500. As I tell people, as long as you show up in court when summoned, it's just a piece of paper. If you don't, then the bond's going to be forfeited. You'll owe the money. Plus, you'll get a bench warrant, be held without bond until you see the judge of that court. Now, Mr. Pickron, I don't decide, as I said, whether the solicitor will choose to prosecute this case or not. So that will be up to the solicitor. I will make you aware that over-publicizing this matter could have an adverse effect on his ability to have a fair trial. So you need to choose wisely whether you want to see him held accountable in a court of law or not, okay? How you do your job as a journalist is your call to make, but just understand, sometimes pretrial publicity can interfere with a person's ability to get a fair trial. So just be aware of that.
Restaurant owner, your honor, we're closed on Sundays.
Excuse me?
Myself, Sunday.
What?
One restaurant owner, we closed on Sunday.
That'd be fine. Anytime this weekend. Just if you heard what I said to the other person, there's a process at the jail about booking people. Sometimes it's a very quick process, and sometimes it elongates out because of many factors that the jail booking staff have to contend with. And they can't control those factors. They get hit with them on a daily basis. It's kind of like the stock market. It's up and down, and up and down, So if you don't wait too late in the day, or it could take longer for the process to work. Okay.
Your honor, thank you for the OR bond also. Worst case scenario, I was going to ask for that anyway.
Well,
I do understand everything you said.
Well, let's just don't have more trouble. Mr. Pickron has a right, as far as I've seen and here today, to come to council meetings and to record, to ask questions. If people don't like what he say, they can just ignore him. That's what I have to do a lot of days, is do a lot of ignoring, okay?
Just hate that things have to go this way, your honor. We'd all want to live in a better world.
Well, a better world is relative, right? Okay.
You're right.
I'm sure the British had a different opinion of the revolutionaries in 1776 about
Well, I mean, it's better getting along.
Well, I think, you can control a good bit of that the next time you're in a similar situation, is don't charge somebody.
Y'all ever seen Channel 2 or 5 go out with that same kind of stuff?
Huh?
They post videos online and they put circus music behind it.
Look, they could if they wanted to, and they also cut people's words out. They also write scintillating headlines to draw you in.
My statement was only made because I believe Mr. Pickering can actually get along with more people in these kind of settings.
What Mr. Pickering could do and chooses to does is up to him. As long as he's not violating the law, he can do it however he wants.
I understand.
Okay, he can wear a clown suit to the meetings if he wants to, or he can dress up in a tuxedo. I don't get to dictate that, and you don't either. And how he does his, Georgia transparency? How he does his thing is his thing. That's called free speech. If he says something untrue about someone, he can be sued.
I understand, Your Honor.
The fact that you don't like it, I might not like the food you cook, but it doesn't mean you can't cook it, okay?
I Understood.
It just means I don't like your food. And if I like it, I can eat it. If I don't, I don't have to.
Just wish there was a little more common respect shared between everybody, that's all.
Well,
If there was more of that, maybe we'd help each other out in the long run.
I'm not going to listen to any more of your social speech here. Have a good day.
You tell your own.
Can I have there?